afternoon, everybody. Welcome to our Panama Spotlight. For you there on Zoom, hello, thank you for being there with us today. For you who are here in person, we're delighted to have you. In the room, we have two of our sponsors. We have Colonial Mortgage. Oh, who's the third?
Nina's
not a, no, Nina's
sorry.
not a we have Colonial Mortgage, we have Stellar MLS. Two other sponsors who could not be here today was FERPTA Plus, and the other is, and the other is Money Corp. So thank you again to our sponsors for being a part of our Panama Spotlight. We are going to hear from one of our sponsors, Stellar MLS, and he's going to say a few words about his business.
Thank you. Well, I'm Chris Lumia. I'm the Director of Business Development for Stellar MLS. You've probably seen me at a lot of events here at the association, but this year we were really excited to sponsor the GBC, largely because Stellar MLS is seeing so much potential on the global stage. For those of you who do not know, we started a subsidiary about 2 years ago that's really starting to bring the MLS concept around the world. But not only does that help in terms of just elevating the industry and turning this into a global industry, but we're also hoping to set some new data share opportunities and some more collaboration opportunities between Florida real estate professionals and those in pretty much multiple other countries where the market's taking off. But I did want to share with you today in my 3 minutes just a few tools that you have in your Stellar MLS subscription to help you on the global front as you are working with international audiences, if you're working with international buyers and sellers in the United States, if you're working with buyers and sellers who are looking to purchase elsewhere, there are a few neat tools in the MLS system. So the first one is just the idea that Matrix is a bilingual platform. So whenever you send either a one-time or an auto email in Matrix, you can change the language to Spanish. There's that language box on the bottom. And not only will the message of the email change, the default message we give you, but also one home will be translated. So if you are working with a buyer for whom Spanish is their first language, by changing your portal language to Spanish, they can view one home in Spanish. Currently, the remarks do not translate, but that's actually going to be coming soon through some AI integrations, probably within the next few months to year. The remarks can also be translated. Second, we have a reciprocal access agreement with Omni MLS. So if you go under the tab in Matrix for reciprocal MLS access, we have several partnerships here. We just launched one with Miami and with Beaches MLS in Fort Lauderdale, with California Regional MLS, with Bright MLS in the Mid-Atlantic. But these are basically links that will drop you in to those MLS systems. So if you have someone who's moving to Miami, you're trying to line up a referral, you can actually be dropped into the Miami MLS. But Omni MLS is the MLS in Mexico. But in addition to Mexico, they also work in about 12 other Latin American countries. They're in Costa Rica and Brazil and a few others. So by going the reciprocal MLS access link and then Omni MLS, you can actually be in their system. And here's just an example. I run a search in Mexico City, 1,300 listings, and they have access into our system. So their thousands of agents around Latin America can access Stellar MLS and line up referrals that way. Then we have a tool called MLS Match. So when you log into Stellar Central, all your products and services, if you go into this one, this is really a global referral system. And there's several MLSs that participate, associations that participate around the globe, including Omni MLS in Latin America, including several real estate groups throughout Europe and other parts of the globe. But you're actually able to, it's like a LinkedIn for referrals, line up referrals, and even facilitate them through this platform. So if you have not checked this out yet, it's under the MLS products. It's just called MLS Match. And finally, this is one of my favorites, international prospecting. And I'm using IMAP as an example. IMAP is one of our tax tools. We can do this through the Realist tax product as well. But if you go into the IMAP platform for any county, there's a variety of fields you can choose. We have a field for owner country. So I can search for properties within Sarasota County where the owner country is equal to wherever you're searching: Canada, Mexico, Russia, Brazil. So I'm just doing an example here. Properties in Sarasota County where the owner country is Brazil. And there are about 21 matches. So just a great tool as well if you're working with a specific country, or if you're trying to target property owners in this area from that country, as a way to do that. There's also an option just for owner as U.S. resident. Maybe you just want all the international property owners in a given zip code or in a given neighborhood. Through IMAP, you can find that. And once again, you have the records, and you're able to download this, create mailing labels, or print this list. So once again, these are just a few of the global tools you have within Stellar MLS. Once again, and probably there's going to be more to come, because this is definitely an area of focus. So enjoy the program today, and thank you so much for having us and allowing us to sponsor this.
Super interesting.
Okay, so yes, so again, welcome. We're happy to have you here, and we have Glo Reber and Lori Cashy here as your moderators, and we are going to get started.
Thank you, everybody, for coming. Lori is our president of the Global Business Council this year.
I am.
And
Hello.
Becker,
Thanks
the
everybody for
Beth-
coming.
Sorry. No. And Beth is, where are you, Beth? Beth is our new president for next year as well. So welcome, everybody. I'm going to be reading Berliza's bio here for you. It came in a little bit differently, so I'm reading this off my phone, so excuse me. So Berliza is Berliza Arosemena, and she is a real estate attorney and realtor in Panama. The Republic of Panama. She graduated with high honors from the Faculty of Law and Political Science at the University of Panama. She's a licensed real estate broker and has been since 2005. She has 20 years of experience in the real estate industry in Panama and internationally. She's an international realtor, member of the National Association of Realtors. She's a CIPS, a real estate negotiation expert, and an SRS, a seller representative specialist, and an accredited buyer representative, ABR. She is currently a member of the board of Aker Bear and the head of the legal committee of the association. In the past, she has been the head of their education committee and has been the coordinator of the beaches, or playa, thank you, Berliza, in 2017, with many successful activities accomplished under her direction. She is a certified public translator into English and specializes in serving English-speaking citizens, addressing their relocation needs, including immigration, banking, and property sales, among others. She holds a master's degree in public policy management and a postgraduate degree in higher education for university teaching, and is a certified mediator and conciliator in Panama. She's currently studying a Master of Law in Real Estate, and she speaks Spanish, English, and French. So welcome, Berliza. We're thrilled to have you.
Thanks for coming, Berliza.
Thank you. Thank you for the introduction. I'm very happy to be here with you. I know Lori, who visited Panama.
Hi, Berliza.
Yeah. And I have a PowerPoint to share with you. I have lots of information that I will share with you today, and later you can share with your potential clients. And of course, I will want to be your referral partner in Panama. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna have a round of questions at the end, but if you want to clarify something or you don't understand my perfect English, you feel free to interrupt me anytime. I do have an accent, but I believe that we will be able to communicate clearly here with the information that I have to share. Okay, I'm gonna talk about why Panama is the best retirement investment and lifestyle haven that you or your clients can look for. Let's talk a little bit about Panama. Panama has beaches, city life, mountain, and different climates. We only have 2 seasons in Panama. We have the dry season, which is 3 months out of the year, going from December 15 to April 15, more or less. And then we have our rainy season. It rains here for 9 months out of the year. Yes, it is a rainforest here. We love it. It's always green and luscious. Did you know that Panama has the second largest duty-free zone in the world? The colon-free zone is second in size after Hong Kong. Panama is the only place in the world where you can see the sunrise on the Pacific and set on the Atlantic. You can go from Panama City to Colón within 1 hour, going through the highway. Panama City is the only capital city in the world that has a rainforest within the city limits. And not only is Panama the safest country in Latin America, but it's located south of the Hurricane Ellie. Panama is rarely affected by tropical storms, so we don't have here, like you guys in Florida, the worries of the hurricanes or the hurricane season. We have 10,000 different plant species that are native to Panama, including 1,400 variations of orchids, 678 ferns, and more than 1,500 types of trees. Panama's peculiar geography includes some stunning archipelagos made up of hundreds of islands to explore. We have the San Blas Islands that are very close to Panama City as well, and one of the preferred areas to be visited by our tourists. This is a map of our country. We have 10 provinces. We're divided by provinces. You can go from one border to the other in about 6 to 7 hours, depending on how fast you drive. Panama is a regional travel hub, easy stop-off point for air and cruise travel. We have many cruises that go through the Panama Canal. We have direct flights to and from hotspot cities like New York, can get there in 5 hours, Toronto, Los Angeles, Houston. We also have connections to Europe, North America, South America, Central America, and now China, and many direct flights from Panama to Europe. The Tocumen International Airport expanded recently in recent years. We hold over 400 flights per day to 87 destinations in 37 countries. We recently hear of this airline called Condor that now also have direct flights to Germany. So that's one new destination we have there. This is a map of the Panama flights that you can find directly from our Tocumen International Airport, which I have to say is very modern. Who is moving to Panama? Okay, first of all, retirees. As they said in my introduction, I have been attending expats or people relocating to Panama for the past 20 years. And most of our relocation services are provided to retirees from the United States, Canada, England, and some other countries in Europe. We also have young families from all over the world because we have amazing private schools. We also have many businesses, multinational business hub here in Panama because we have special laws with special incentives for multinational companies that will establish their headquarters here in Panama. And recently with the pandemic, you know that the global nomads have been very popular everywhere in the world, and we launched a new visa program for global nomads. Why should you invest in Panama? Panama has a political system that is stable, healthy, and is consistently rated by the World Bank as one of the most politically stable countries in Latin America. One of the safest countries in Central America as well as the 5th in America. We have public-private partnerships prioritized by the government, such as the Panama Pacifico area, in favor of development and investments in the country, where we offer many incentives for new companies locating there. We have a very good level of security, low incidence in natural disasters. In Panama, we have a dollarized economy. The dollar, American dollar, is the legal currency of Panama paired with our Balboa since 1903. We do not have a paper currency, so we use the American dollar and our coins, as well as the American coins. Our strategic location, everybody knows, I believe, about the Panama Canal. Panama connects east and west, north and south in the Americas by sea, land, and air. It has more than 1,100 international flights a week, as I said before. And Panama has the most active ports in Latin America in both the Pacific and the Atlantic side, creating an interoceanic region that is 80 kilometers wide and makes up almost 6% of all the international trade. Okay, now this is a very important part of the presentation. We have about 14 to 16 different residency program categories that we offer, but some of them are linked to the sale of real estate property. For example, the Friendly Nations visa, we have 52 countries that are eligible. The United States is one of them. It will grant a temporary legal residency that I write here that can be obtained within 12 months. It can be less, probably 6 months. And then you get your permanent legal residency within 24 months. You only have to prove that you have purchased real estate property for the amount of $200,000, and it has to be an investment free of lien, meaning you buy with your own funds. We also have the fast track investor visa that requires a minimum investment of $300,000 in a real estate property, and that will grant you that permanent residency within 30 days. We also have the very popular program called the Pensionado visa that will grant you permanent legal residency. Any age qualifies, but must demonstrate a lifetime pension or annuity for a minimum of $1,000 per month. It's a little bit higher for couples. If you want more information about these and the requirements, you can text me later via WhatsApp or send me an email, and I will share more information with you about this. This program also provides tax extensions for importing household goods and cars. It has generous benefits for pensionado card holders, and I will show you, this is a law from 1987. Here I have listed some of the benefits that are included in this program for those who retire here in Panama. Okay, one of the favorites of my clients is the discount utility bills, because electricity can be a little bit expensive for those who want to keep the air conditioning running all day here. Healthcare. In Panama, we have many English-speaking US-trained doctors and specialists, as affordable pay-as-you-go healthcare or reasonably monthly insurance plans. It can start at $150 a month. It depends also on your age and if you have any pre-existing conditions. You're able to get specialist appointments without lengthy delays. Accessible doctors provide direct cell phone numbers for contact. I text my doctors on WhatsApp every time I have a question, and they will promptly reply. They're very friendly here and accessible. There is also medical tourism on the increase due to the high quality, lower cost treatment available, and also many people coming for aesthetic medicine, aesthetic surgery. We completed the expansion of the Amador Causeway with a $358 million investment with a double pier cruise terminal with capacity for up to 10,000 passengers daily. And we have the convention center, the Amador Convention Center, with capacity for 20,000 people. In this new Amador Convention Center, we're actually going to hold our ACOBEERS, or National Association of Realtors in Panama, fair or Congress in January 2026, which will be sending more information to the association soon. Okay. Panama has a really, really great infrastructure. Many people don't know we are the only country in the region that has a subway. In Central America, meaning in this region of Central America, only Panama and Dominican Republic in the region have the subway or metro line system. The National Transit Metro Line is a rapid transit system serving Panama City. The system consists of 2 lines and 29 stations, and it began operating in 2014. That was the first line, and the current fee for one trip is 35 cents. Unbelievable, but yes, that's the current fee. This is the interior of one of the subway trains. The line one opened, as I said, on April 6, 2014, and currently spans 11.2 miles with 15 stations. Line 2 followed in 2019, temporarily opening for World Youth Day in late January, and later entering regular service on April 25 of that year. It spans 15 miles with 19 stations, including a branch to Document International Airport that opened in 2023. And the San Miguelito station serves as the interchange between the two lines. Right now, the Line 3 or monorail is under construction, and it will have 15.2 miles linking Ciudad del Futuro, is on the west side of Panama, with Panama City. Okay, the first phase is planned with 11 stations and is expected cut average travel times between the west of Panama, where we have a big problem with traffic as lots of people live there and work in the city, and it will cut the travel times, or is expected to cut it from 90 minutes to 37 minutes by bypassing the congestion on the Bridge of the Americas. I'm sorry. Let me get back to sharing. Don't know what I touched there. Here we go. Where was I? Do you have any questions so far? Or you're gonna
Anybody
wait
have any
till the
questions
end?
out there right now for Berliza? We were lucky enough, the Cashies were super lucky along with Rose Kemp and Lawrence to visit Panama City back in January of 2023. And we had an amazing time in the city, Panama City. And I think my favorite thing that I remember the most was, am I saying this right? The Casco de Viejo.
Yeah.
Ajo Viejo. They say
Right
it
now,
better
there
than
is a
me.
picture there of Casco Viejo in this
Yeah, such a
slide.
cute part of town. Oh my
Yeah.
God. We do have one question. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, go ahead with your question. I was just gonna get
Okay.
started with the cost of living.
Yeah, I'll repeat it back to you. She's going to say it and I'll repeat it.
Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead with the cost of living. The cost of living in Panama varies significantly depending on your location and lifestyle, but it's generally considered affordable compared to North America and Europe. A couple could live comfortably on $1,500 to $3,000 a month, while a frugal single person might spend $1,200 to $1,700. Costs are highest in Panama City and major areas, and significantly lower in the smaller towns and rural regions. As I said at the beginning of the presentation, we have city life, beach, and mountains. Where do you want to be? I normally share here with in my webinars or Zoom conferences some projects from Bern, which is one of our biggest developers in Panama with over 40 years of experience, and they do have projects or developments in the beaches area, the city, and also in Boquete, which is one of the major expats communities in Panama. These buildings that you see here, the one to your left is in Casa Bonita, which is about 15 minutes from Panama City. And the one to your right is in the Gorgona area, the closest beaches with expat communities to Panama City. These Royal Palm in Gorgona are absolute beachfront. The small apartments there of around 800 square feet with 2 bedrooms or 1 bedroom convertible to 2 bedrooms. You can buy for as low as $160,000 with a side view. If you want the front view, those apartments are a little bit bigger, about 1,600 square feet, 2 full bedrooms. And those range from $318,000 to $400,000, depending on the furnishings and decoration on the properties. This building was delivered in 2018, and it has tax exemption until 2038. Okay, and this community is 1 hour from Panama City. As I said, a 1 hour drive is about 70 miles from Panama City. And you have everything you need there, from grocery stores, movie theaters, private hospitals, banks, drugstores. It's a really nice laid-back lifestyle, one of the preferred by the expats here in Panama. We also have here the Costa del Este, the new heart of Panama, which my friend Aldo, who is going to be the next speaker, is an expert in, and he's going to give you more information about Costa del Este, I'm pretty sure. But in Costa del Este, we have several new units that are also oceanfront with a nice ocean view. We have nice developments there, big private hospitals, and a lot of multinational companies that have established their headquarters there. So it's easy to rent your apartment, your investment apartments there to the executives that come to work in these transnationals. Okay, the Costa del Este area is located about 10 minutes from Panama City and very close to the Tocumen International Airport as well. We have the Town Center Mall that opened in 2017 with lots of shopping and entertainment. So this is my presentation because I was given 20 minutes. I could talk about Panama for hours and hours, and feel free to contact me after this meeting so we can talk about all the benefits that you or your clients can have if they decide to relocate to Panama or simply invest in a property here.
Muchas gracias, Berliza. We do have one question already, I know, from right before. Glow's going to go get them. Hold on. Oh, two questions.
I see Paula there sitting, right?
Say that again. Can you hear us?
I can hear
Berliza, can you hear?
Yes.
Okay. Berliza, could you hear the question?
No, I hear you, but I don't hear the question on the other microphone.
Okay, so the question is there a tourist visa for a new visitor? So for like an American citizen coming in, do they pay a visa to come in to visit?
No, if with your American passport, you are allowed to enter Panama for up to 180 days without having to process any visa. There are benefits for you if you decide to apply for one of the residency programs that will later lead you to citizenship if you decide to gain our citizenship here. And as I said, for example, for retirees, it's very beneficial to obtain the Pensionado Visa program, which will give you discounts, as I showed in the presentation, for utility bills, flights, entertainment, eating in restaurants, medical services, and mostly all professional services provided here in Panama.
Excellent. That's great to know. Thank you very much for the answer. We're going to have one more question. And if you can't hear it, I'll repeat it back to you.
Mm-hmm. Nope, can't hear it.
I'm going to listen to her and then I'm going to recite it. So for investors in real estate in Panama, non-resident investors, how does it work as far as taxation and I guess closing costs, like a average closing cost to close on a property?
Okay, yeah. Foreigners and Panamanians have the same rights when it comes to ownership of property in Panama. Property in Panama is titled. We have one of the most modern public registry systems in the whole region. All the information is public, is of public access. Of course, when you are going to invest here, we conduct a title search. Tax exemptions laws are the same for Panamanians and to foreigners. And it varies depending on the year of construction and some other characteristics of the property that you decide to buy, whether it's residential or commercial. There are some very minor restrictions for foreigners to buy in Panama. Like, for example, you're not allowed to buy within 10 kilometers from the borders, and that's in our constitution. But other than that, you have the same rights than a Panamanian when it comes to owning property here. We conduct a title search. The cost of closing also depend on the value of the property. The public registry will charge an amount for every $1,000 that you have to register. We will calculate those costs beforehand, so you know how much you or your client have to spend for the closing. Each party will pay the respective lawyers. It's customary in Panama that the buyer pays for the notary and registration fee, and the seller pays for the property transfer taxes and any capital gains that are involved.
Okay, excellent. Thank you so much. We have another question for you. Hold on.
Hola, Berliza. Rose
Hola.
Kemp here. How are you?
Very good.
It's been 3 years since I've been there, and I know the market has changed. One thing that I do recall, the importance of working with a realtor there in Panama, because there's a lot of developers. So that still stands, correct?
Yeah, that's right. We encourage all our fellow realtors to go through our local realtors webpage and check for bios and names and look for a referral partner that you can trust and you can work with here, so it can walk you through the maze of buying property in Panama, because it's very different. We don't have things like title insurance like you have in the United States, and we don't have our MLS is a very small MLS that only works within our local association of realtors for members of the real estate association. Is not a mandatory MLS for everybody, so it's a very different scenery. So it's best for you to have a referral partner.
And then Berliza, what's your inventory looking like right now? I know it's probably changed from 3 years ago.
For second home,
For resale.
For resale, we still have a big inventory. I will say, I regret to say, we have inventory probably for the next 7 years.
That's a lot of inventory.
Yeah, we are currently in a buyer's market, so I encourage
Us
you
too.
I encourage you to look for opportunities here for investment, not only for your clients, but probably for you as well. So it's a great place to invest, and we have lots of opportunities right now. There are areas where you can't find property because are areas in high demand, but there are always opportunities coming up.
So it's a good time to be a buyer.
It is a good time to be a buyer here, definitely.
Okay, I have one more question for you.
Hello, and thank you so much for being here. This is my first GBC meeting, so I'm not sure if this question has been asked before of Central America, but I have a friend who's in Guatemala at the time, and she has a property she inherited after her husband died. And I was very surprised to learn that in Guatemala, you don't own outright your land. You actually are leasing it from the government for something like 99 years, etc. So what is the situation in Panama? When you buy, do you actually own the land, or do you have just a right of possession of the land? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for the question. No, in Panama, you own the land unless you decide to buy squatters' rights or rights of possession in an area that hasn't been titled yet. Even those areas that are rights of possession, you can apply to obtain the title at a cost, paying the government the amount that they have fixed for the cadastral value. But our laws are different from Guatemala or even Colombia, which is closer to us. We here, as I said before, as Panamanians have the same rights that you as a foreigner when it comes to purchasing property, and you will own the land as long as the land is titled. If it's rights of possession, you will own the rights until you can complete the process of titling it.
Okay, excellent. Thank you so much for that explanation. Does anybody else have a question for Berliza? Oh, I got one more.
And I will be here.
You're a very interesting speaker, Berliza.
Thank you. And I'll be here after I finish. I will stay with you guys here.
Awesome. That's great.
So
Thank you so
think of
much.
any questions, just
Okay.
let me know.
Here we go.
Hey, I was just curious about safety for women alone living in Panama.
I am a single mom. I live alone, and I travel from my apartment in Panama City to my beach house in Coronado with my daughter, with my 16-year-old daughter. Sometimes we leave the city at 10 or 11. It's very safe. Panama is very safe. I feel safe here at any time. Of course, like any big cities, there are areas that you will want to avoid at certain hours, but in general, Panama is a very safe place.
And I can attest to that. I'm just going to say when we were in Panama, we were 3, sometimes 2, depending on single women walking around late at night, going to the bars, going to the restaurants, and we felt well, we were like celebrities.
Yeah, the only thing
And-
you like
And
blondes,
visiting the churches and rooftops. So,
Yeah. beautiful blonde women like Lori will have a lot of men whistling and saying hi, but only being
we
friendly.
didn't mind that. The
Exactly.
whistling was fine. They weren't
That's the
intrusive.
kind of things that we want.
Yeah,
So
we
no,
felt
in
very safe.
general, it's very safe.
Okay. Oh, so I do have one more. I'm so sorry. Glo just told me she has a quick question for you. Aldo, you're coming right up. I know you hurried to get here. Hold on one sec. See, yeah. Right. Go ahead, you have to answer. Say it again.
And work?
No.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can
Okay.
hear you now.
Okay, yes. Is it easy to get loans there, particularly for an expat or something like that? And is it predominantly Americans coming down there, or do you have a lot of Canadians, or what's your biggest group of the expats that tend to live down there?
Okay, we do have lots of Americans and lots of Canadians that are our snowbirds. Normally, they come here for the 6 cold months of the year in your country to own their second home here. We also have a big group of Americans and Canadians that live permanently here, but we also have a big community of Europeans. We have a big French community. My daughter goes to a French school here, and 90% of the kids are from France there. We have Panama is a huge diversity place where you will find nationalities from everywhere, you know. But our biggest communities are Canadians and Americans. Yes. Regarding the loans, there are a few banks that will lend to expats or foreigners. It depends on your source of income. They will require for you to give 30 to 40% down, and the interest rate is going to be a little bit higher than for Panamanians. So it depends on the kind of investment as well. If it's a first home, or if it's an investment property, or if it's a beach property, or just a piece of land, the conditions will vary. And I can share with you information on the different policies from different private banks to offer loans to foreigners. But yeah, we do lend money to foreigners. And I can also provide you with direct contacts with agents from banks that will provide the information to you or to your clients when it comes to requesting a loan in Panama to buy a property. And you can also be pre-qualified to purchase a property here.
Perfect. Okay, thank you so much. I think that's it for Berliza.
Okay.
And if anybody has any questions, like you said, you'll be sticking around afterwards
will
that you
be
can
here.
ask. Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Okay, our next speaker is Aldo Stagnaro. He is an international real estate professional who we actually met when we were in Panama also. He is the CEO of Grupo Stagnaro, an international realtor. He is a second-generation real estate broker, so he and I have something in common there. I'm also second-generation real estate. He is the president of Prima Casa SDAD. His professional accomplishments in leadership roles include being the president in 2018 of Acabir, vice president in 2022 of API, which is the Association of Property Owners in Panama, vice president in 20 to 21 of FIABSI, Panama. He is an international realtor member of NAR, a treasurer of the board of directors from 2022 through 24 of AEIP, which is the Italian Panamanian Business Chamber. He is the president, currently the president of the Italian Society of Beneficence from 2024 to present, active member from 2018 of the president of the Chamber of Commerce, Industries, and Agriculture of Panama. He's very well certified. He is also CIPS. He is a certified luxury home marketing specialist, a senior real estate specialist, accredited buyer's representative designation. He is also a seller representative. He was educated at Louisiana Tech. He has a bachelor's degree in business administration, and he has been married for 33 years. So he's a saint. And he has 2 children, or he might be a little hard of hearing, 2 children and 2 grandchildren. He also speaks Spanish, English, and basic Italian. Welcome so much, Aldo. Thank you for joining us.
Holy cow, guys. Hi, Sarasota. Thank you very much for the way you just read that CV. Oh, I was like, that was me?
You're pretty impressive.
Holy cow, guys. Thank you. Nice seeing you guys. Nice Sarasota. I've been there. And so in fact, I had a chance to go visit Sarasota because I emphasize in the industry of retires. And like Berliza said, we have a jubilado pension plan, which is booming right now. Is like she said, Americans, Canadians, a lot of Europeans are seeing Panama as the place to be to retire because of the cost of living here in Panama is very, very, very low comparing to other countries. But today, I'm not gonna, since already Berliza introduced Panama, I'm more than mine is more like a number. One of my, I call myself, well, in Spain, they call it, shopping inmobiliario is real estate shopping advisor, or ABR. I try to sell more numbers than just a house. So my presentation today is going to be more numbers for you guys to see Panama and compare. I asked Berliza to give me to help me with the presentation. Please, Berliza, can you?
I'm the beautiful
put it-
assistant today.
What's that?
I'm the beautiful assistant today. Which of
The
two-
Vanna White.
Which of
I
the
don't know
two
you know.
presentations?
I don't know you noticed, but Berliza, she's above, way above the average. She's superb.
We have
A
noticed.
very good colleague of mine. I'm proud to say she's my best colleague in the ACOBIT, which is the NAR equivalent. And if you have the chance to talk to her, you'll see. Oh yeah, Aldo was right. Well, Berliza, can you help me out with
Which one? Radar o la otra?
no? Oh, the other one.
Panama 2025.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Panama
Yeah, well, like I was saying, when foreigners and locals are buying, they're now they go more than numbers. And now, since we are in a buyer's market, people are saying that people are looking for opportunities and try to avoid or minimize the mistake rate. And if you know numbers, if you know the good location, if you have advice by a good realtor, your chances that you're gonna be making a pretty good investment. Look, Panama is in Latin America is one of the highest growth in for this year is gonna be 4.5, which comparing to other regional, we are pretty good in that number. It's not just we or Aldo saying that. Is the International Monetary Fund, which is backing up this number. And this number, you need to have it very, very on mind, because when you compare to other options, you need to see where you're putting your money, or your clients were going to be putting their money. For the next slides, I really wanted to mention that because since last January, February, the ports in Panama was trending topic in the United States government, saying that the ports are ruled by Chinese, and is jeopardy the Panama Canal. No, at all. We have two important ports which are managed by Hutchinson, which has, I don't know how many ports all over the world. Even they have ports in Houston, they have ports in New York, and all over the world. And these are companies that were based in Hong Kong. Back when they won the rights to manage them, they were part of England's. Besides that, we're about to open 2 more ports due to a big time needs. Just to give you an idea, Panama, both ports are handling over 15 million containers a year. the canal goes about 17 million containers. And these two ports are getting short for that demands. And Panama lately has realized that the Panama Canal is the business is not just passing through vessels, it's giving the ports benefits, repairing, repacking. Now, as a matter of fact, they're gonna be opening a pipeline, a gas pipeline, which is gonna help the Panama Canal serve more vessels, and that's gonna be they're gonna open it for different companies on 2026. Is supposed to be open on 2027. And you might say, Aldo, why are you telling me so much about ports? Our business is buying properties, also residential and commercial. And if you see all the potential that goes around the ports in Houston, New York, Miami, that's gonna be opportunity to buy now before they open it. Berliza mentioned also about the metro. Also, we need to say it's gonna be a railroad that's gonna connect Panama City all the way to Costa Rica. And Costa Rica is already planning to open all the way to Nicaragua, and it's gonna be a train that connects all Central America. Again, Aldo, why are you telling me that? Because in that particular train, as well as the metro or the subway, every single station, we still haven't realized all the potentials that within we say meters, we say 300 meters around every station. The infrastructure, what we used to see is gonna change, and that's an opportunity. Let me see another one. The other one, please. Panama Regional Financial. No, next, no, before that one.
This one?
This one, yeah. And when I mention all this connecting the rail, and you say, okay, can the government do that? We are pretty good loan score worldwide. And that's very helpful due to our financial center and the financial hub. Since 1970, Panama has been very disruptive among the zone and the region. The reason, because we use the US dollar since 1903, and the relationship with Americans since 1903 all the way directly until 2000. Meaning we are kind of copycat all the benefits of a held financial institution like Americans. The next one is going to be the airport, already introduced by Berliza, but it's called Hub de las Americas. And one of the reasons Panama is becoming very popular, mainly for South America, is because after 9/11, 2001, all the Southern Americans, for instance, if they wanted to go to China, if they want to go to Europe, they could go all the way from Bolivia, for instance, stop over go to Miami and take a transfer to Madrid, Spain. But after 2001, 9/11, it's no longer, they cannot do that. They need to issue a visa. And Panama saw an opportunity and said, look, why don't we get all these Iberia, Alitalia, Lufthansa, go to Panama and give that high demand service to all these Southern Americans that couldn't go through the United States. And we create the hub of the Americas. Aldo, what's the deal? What does it have to do with real estate? Well, when those Bolivians, all those Argentinians, all those Southern Americans come to Panama and see, I have to probably say they fall in love in Panama. They come and buy, but before buying, they rent. And the reason I say that, because right now Panama is the place to buy, to rent. Not just for Panamanians, for foreigners. So this is another hint I want to say. If you have your prospect, your clients are willing to diversify. I said, look, I don't want to go to live in Panama. Maybe, you know, but how about investment? A pretty good investment with the right realtor can buy you a nice investment. And in a newsletter I'm gonna be sending to you guys, you'll see numbers about current. It's a 2 days old newsletter about numbers in Panama, which I'm gonna, as a matter of fact, I think a lot of you guys have it already. And if you want to, please share it to all the attendees, to all your members for later on. Well, one more thing, tourism. Besides the hub, people say, okay, let's stay in Panama since we have the stopover for free due to the Copa Airlines. We have, like they say, Old Town or Casco Viejo. After the Panama Canal is not very close to the Panama Canal tourism attraction. We have beaches in the Caribbean and the Pacific in Coronado, like Berliza was saying. But if you drive from Coronado to the Caribbean, it will take you about 2 hours and a half. So put it this way, you could be eating, or people here can eat breakfast on the Pacific and have lunch in the Caribbean, a completely different cuisine. Highly recommended. And well, Panama City, as all the visitors have seen, Panama City is pretty good modern, have high-speed internet, banking, very safe, and close. I have to say, Panama City is about 1.5 million population city, and which mile-wise, it won't go any mile-wise. Panama City about 20-25 mile-wise radio. So it's very, very homey city. One more thing here, incentive. Berliza, you already mentioned it. I'm just go over. I need you guys to check Panama Pacifico. You can Google. It's a city within a city. Used to be as American Air Force. Back then, used to be called Howard Base. Now, this England company say, look, give us the right to manage it and to change it. Now, Panama Pacifico is where schools for French, German, Italian, a lot of regional companies, expat companies or companies are opening there. So there's no reason for them to come to Panama, which is about maybe 10 miles away from Panama City.
Yeah, we
And
actually
we're-
visited there, Aldo. Whenever we came, we visited Panama Pacifico. It was amazing.
It was amazing, and it's becoming more amazing. And the reason is because the metro, the first metro, Line 3 metro, big station is gonna be there. And the train I was telling you about seems like that's gonna be in Italian, they call it the Capolinea, the main station, actually the beginning station that's gonna go all the way through Panama. So besides the airport, it's not just gonna be right now, it's more like a cargo, but they're moving the domestic airport, they're moving there. In Panama Pacifico is, in 5 years from now, it's gonna be a totally different option to live. And as I give you an example, a real example. Me and my wife, and which I had to clear is 34 years, so just imagine, I'm more sane.
Even more of a saint.
Yeah. We bought a house, a 1-floor house, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, maid's room. Actually, a friend of mine told me, Aldo, in the United States, you have to say staff room. So I bought
Politically
it.
correct.
I bought it 18 months ago on pre-sale. It was $320,000. I put 10% down, and they're supposed to give it to me deliver it on next February, and they're selling right now that the same house hasn't been built yet for 425,000. So
Wow.
yeah, super wow. And the reason is because there is a big demand for one-floor houses. And why? Because people like me, they're getting empty nests, and my two-story house in Costa del Este is way too big for us. And me and my wife said, look, time to move. And it's not like, oh, it's Aldo. It's demographic group, a very heavy demographic group that are buying, including all the retirees that are coming from the United States, Canada, Europe, and a lot of Southern Americans. Again,
And what part of town was that that your pre-built is in?
in Panama Pacifico.
Oh, in Pacifico. Okay.
Yeah, please Google Panama Pacifico
Oh yeah.
and look for Imaterra. Imaterra is the section I was telling you about, and then you'll see numbers. And again, if you are numbers, your clients are numbers, Panama is a place to be. And then you had to add up the security. There was a question I heard that in Guatemala, you don't own the land. Here, I want to emphasize what your Berliza said. Panama has this advantage by public registry. Nobody, not even non-government, can take that land or that property from you because it's registered almost like a blockchain thing that nobody can take away from you. As soon as you do it the right way with the Realtor, and you won't have that situation like it could be happening in other countries. For instance, in Mexico, you cannot buy a front beach apartment or a house because the front of the ocean is owned by the government. In Panama, no. Berliza might back me up on that. You buy, we call against a square meter is 500 square meters is equivalent, give and take, to 5,000 square feet, give and take. So if you have the chance to buy that one, it's gonna be you, and you can pass it to your kids. So that's a right that nobody can take it away from you.
Aldo, do you mind if
sorry.
I interrupt you for a question?
Sure, please do so.
Okay, here you go.
Hi, Aldo. My name is Melody. Nice to meet you.
Likewise,
The question
thank you.
is about your construction process.
Yeah.
You know, here we have the whole thing with engineers and developers and appraisals, and you know, there's all kinds of checkpoints all through the process of building. You have inspectors come in and the plumbers and you know all of that with electrical. I imagine you have the same process, but I'd like you to talk about that for just a minute.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, the inspectors service are starting to be more demanding due to Americans and Canadians are used to do that. So yeah, there's you can hire a private individual which is recognized by law, is recognized by the developers, that they will double check your property to see the plumbing, the electricity, the structure of the building, and by law. And please, Berliza, correct me if I'm wrong, if you can help me out with the numbers. There's certain years that protects your investment.
Yeah.
With the house, with the plumbing, with electricity.
Like a
Am I
home
right?
warranty with the
Yeah.
home.
Let me help you a little bit with that question. Okay, when it comes to new constructions, whether it's by a developer or by somebody building a house to sell it to you, we do have all the same inspections that you may have in the United States. The developer or the person that is building the property in a lot to sell to you will have to go through our municipality, to our Ministry of Housing, to request the permits to start the construction. These institutions will undergo a process of it's now faster because our new mayor in the city of Panama just implemented digitalization of the process. But it normally takes between 2 and 6 months to get the completion of all the approval of the plans, make sure that everything is done also with the Ministry of Environment. It has to undergo a series of different approvals before it gets to the point that it can be offered to you to purchase. Whether you want to purchase in plans or if you want to buy an already ready property to be delivered to you, you can make sure that it will undergo all the processes through Ministry of Housing, Municipality, Ministry of Environment, to make sure that you will have a property that complies with all the current laws here in Panama. And as
So that's kind of like our permitting,
it's the same,
process.
yeah, it's basically
Yeah.
the same. And
Okay.
then afterwards, you can pay for the private inspection if you want to, or
Sure.
your knowledgeable realtor can go through the property with you before you receive the keys, or the day you receive the keys, you will get a minute of meeting with the developer or the promoter that is going to deliver the keys to you, and you can note all the things that you see that may not be what they have offered to you, and they will have to fix all of that within
Gotcha.
30 days, more or less. And then you have a 10-year guarantee period by law
Okay.
of infrastructure and other hidden defects that you may not be able to see at the time of the delivery of the keys.
Perfect. So very similar to what we have here. Okay, I have a couple of questions that have propped up as this conversation has gone on. So here's one more.
Please.
Hi, I have a question about the investment property. If you choose to have, let's say, a vacation property, and then when you're not using it, if you'd like to Airbnb it or, rent it temporarily, what are the restrictions? What are the fees like? That's one of the questions. I also want your comments on your currency. How is your currency doing with respect to the dollar, and, what are the risks you foresee? I'm just curious why it's a buyer's market in the country.
Okay, with the first part, Panama City has a minimum requirement, Panama City, of a 45 days minimum lease. You cannot make or do Airbnb unless the homeowners association of the building, we call it PH, Propiedad Horizontal, has been structured for you guys to do it. Otherwise, I want to advise you to, there are some people, some realtors, or some buyers, some sellers that might say, yeah, you can do it, and they keep your number and with 10%, 11% ROI. You do Airbnb. But if the building is not allowed to do that, you can do it. I mean, your next door neighbor is gonna accuse you, and the investment that you make thinking about Airbnb is no longer allowed. After for the interior, where the beaches are, yeah, you can do Airbnb. But again, if the homeowners association structure allows you to, you can do it.
So there are some that are available for short-term rental because I think we saw some when we were visiting. They took us to a few buildings that you could do like 2 and 3 day rentals.
Yeah, Aldo, remember that here in Panama City, that's a law that incentivizes the tourism area, because they want to protect the occupation on the hotels. In 2012, they launched this law that it prohibits the rental or the short-term rentals of less than 45 days. There are still people that, as Aldo said, that will offer you Airbnbs. The first question you have to ask is, does that building has a condo hotel license? Condo hotel license is the question you need to ask to make sure that you are going to be allowed to rent that property on Airbnb. In Costa del Este, where Aldo is an expert, for example, they have Arcadia from Bern that allows Airbnb. Now, be careful with the margins that they tell you about return on investment. Be very careful with that. Always double check with your trusted realtor here, your referral partner, to make sure, because some of those numbers may be,
inflated.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
inflated.
And that's only a restriction in the metropolitan area. But recently, the municipality of the city of Colón, which is another province, also introduced restrictions for Airbnb, So there are some local legislations that have been introducing restrictions. So be careful, because many people don't know this. I know this because I'm the head of the legal committee at our association, and I monitor all the laws that are coming up every day that affect our industry.
And that is why we have you
currently-
here speaking today. That's why you're talking to us.
Thank you. And currently we have a law project in the National Senators Assembly here in Panama that is trying to regulate Airbnb nationally to make it uniform, because we don't want to have some legislation in the city and then another legislation in Colón, and then have buildings with the homeowners association restricting the investment. So we're trying to pass this law that is going to regulate this, is going to impose some taxes. Currently, the taxes that you have to pay if you own a property, I own properties in Airbnb in the beach area, and they're very profitable. And I have many clients also that have invested. Remember that one building that I showed you in my presentation, that is oceanfront? There we have lots of Airbnbs. It's allowed there, and it's a very popular area for Airbnb. In that building, for example, your 70 square meters, which is about 800 square feet, will rent for about $100 a night on Airbnb.
Nice.
So that will give you an idea of your return on investment. Homeowners association fee in that small apartment is about $110 a month. And your insurance cost here is very low, something close to $200 a year, because we don't have natural disaster. So you may have a good return on investment, but make sure that you understand the laws that are currently in place here in Panama, and also monitor what is coming up in the terms of new laws that are going to regulate this, because many people, they want to invest in short-term rentals, but we don't have the right legislation right now in the whole country. It's not a uniform legislation, so you have to double check.
Well, I hope you guys figure it out, because we're fighting the same fight. So I think everybody is. I've got another question here for you.
Yes, please.
Aldo, how do you handle FERTA, which is the investments, like when you go to sell? So you're an investor. Do you guys have to use a particular, like my colleague next to me, it works in that area, so we have to hire her to handle our transaction.
Do you hold back any money? Like, is there withholding whenever you sell a property there on the gain?
Okay, I couldn't hear you the first part. You talk about crypto, right?
About FERPTA, yes. We call it FERPTA.
Okay. Panama doesn't have a legislation or haven't regulated yet. There are certain banks that are starting to accept crypto and start dealing with crypto. Personally, I'd rather say, look, we better, if you want to, I can help you out to talk to these banks and clarify that for me, I'm not that. I wouldn't be able to say bash you too, but I have two banks, Canal Bank and Global Bank. There are banks that they're dealing with a lot of foreigners, mainly Europeans, that are bringing crypto or using crypto to buy and sell properties. That's why I cannot say.
My apologies, Aldo. I appreciate your explanation. I think that I wasn't clear. I was saying the word FERPTA, which is a term that we have here for foreign investment withholding on a property's gain in value when you sell it. So they hold back, like say we have a Canadian that sells a property and they get $100,000 in profit. We hold back some of that profit here.
No.
Do you do that there?
No.
No.
Berliza is, as you already know, she is my realtor lawyer.
That's our expertise here. We actually,
Okay.
I'm not the taxes law here in my firm. It's Gabriel, but I can explain to you because I taught Gabriel how to do it.
She's being humble.
We do not have FERPA here because I briefly explained to you when we were talking about property transfer and the cost of the property transfers. Whether if you are Panamanian or if you are a foreigner, when it comes to sell property, there are only two taxes that you have to pay, and that's a law from 1970. you have to pay 2% property transfer taxes, which will be calculated either on the cadastral value of the property updated in time, that will be 5% up every year since the year that you purchased the property, that the government will estimate that it goes up, or on the sales price, whichever is higher. That's one tax that you have to pay, whether you're Panamanian or you are a foreigner. And then the capital gain will be, we have two formulas to apply that you can choose from depending on which one is more beneficial for your transaction. We have the 10% capital gain formula, and then we have the 3%. Why we have two? Because before 2009, we have a boom in the real estate sales, and there were lots of people declaring whatever they wanted when it came to transfer the property, and were evading the payment of the capital gain taxes. And the new government in 2009 figured that out, and they say, okay, well, this is what we're gonna do. You are going to pay 3% advance to the capital gain, and if you did not have a capital gain, then you can prove that, and we will give you a rebate. But if not, you can declare that as your final payment, okay? Everything went on like that until 2015-17, when we turned to a buyer's market. And then we had lots of people selling for the market price or under the market price, and then they were going to the government for the rebate and credits, and the government couldn't process all of them in time. So they decided to reinstate the 10%, in which case you can say, okay, well, I did not have any gain, so I'm going to apply the 10% rule, which is I bought the property in $300,000 and I sold it for $250,000, so I have zero gain, so that multiplied by 10% is zero, so I don't have to pay any capital gain taxes. So it depends on whether you make a profit or not, that the government is going to require you to make that payment. It does not depend on your nationality at the time of sale.
Yeah, but
Okay, perfect.
I know she said it, but remember, whatever you sell is a must, a 2% transfer tax. That's a must tax that you will have to pay. The other one,
Okay.
depends on the selling price. You cannot even have to pay any of those 10 or 3%.
Okay, understood. Thank you for the explanation. I think, time for just one more question. And then, as we said, you guys are going to hopefully stick around and be available. Your email addresses will be out there for everybody in the audience, should they have any additional questions. But I've got two. I've got one here. We're going to be quick.
So one of our colleagues brought up the point of construction codes and inspections and everything else that has to be approved in order to sell. You were saying that the laws are getting more restricted, and now you are allowed to have your own inspector to go and make sure that the construction, especially new construction, is being done properly. I am aware that a lot of the high rises in Punta Pacifica, Costa del Este, are having a lot of issues with humidity. And as you guys know, Panama is very tropical, and there is a lot of humidity that's being, the walls are sweating. So can you speak a little more about the codes and what the restrictions are now?
Well, I'm going to talk about this. As I mentioned in my presentation, Panama is a rainforest. We have high humidity. I don't know personally of any buildings or lots of buildings that have problems with humidity or filtrations due to the weather. There may be some specific cases. If you have the name of the buildings, we will be able to give you more information. But most of our buildings don't have that problem. There is something that happens here in Panama that may not happen in other countries, and it's because all the rain that we get is that after a year or two of the building being delivered, the soil has like a little mobility, and you may have some little cracks on your walls, some minor things that, as I said, are covered by the 10-year warranty. If there are any specific problems of filtrations or humidity, we don't have any knowledge of that. We sell lots of brand new construction properties, and I haven't heard of those. There may be specific cases. As a real estate attorney, I see some of those cases sometimes, and they are solved either between the neighbors, because it may come from the air conditioner from the neighbor above you, or if it's from the building has insurance, and the homeowners association will have to authorize the payment of the repairs through that insurance.
Okay,
Yeah,
perfect.
I'd like to add up real quick, just, I don't know, do you recall the building that you had experienced was a brand new building, was a kind of a few years building? And the reason is, just like Berliza said, humidity here is big time. It's very, very, very strong. As a matter of fact, Panama, October is the rainiest day of the month. It rains 32 days out of 31. Just imagine that. And for instance, if you go to an apartment or a unit which is tried to be is offered to be sold and it's closed, you'll find humidity because all the windows, everything is closed. And the good thing about this is, with a brand new building, you got the guarantee, which the developer must back you up on that, on whatever happens structurally to that unit. Like as I mentioned before, yeah, my niche is Costa del Este. I would say it's a kind of high-end area or region. And the reason I stick on it is because over there I sell numbers. Most people rent because they work on this Caterpillar, Adidas, Huawei, LG, and they really see the area, that zone has been urbanistically well developed for them to get out of the apartment, go down the elevator, walk two blocks, and go to the office. You say, Aldo, what does it have to do with the humidity? I haven't had that many experience with humidity. And when I say it's about, hey, when I'm gonna open up an apartment, I'm gonna show it, yeah, I might find humidity because it has been close. I don't know that kind of
Thank
answer
you. We
to the question.
appreciate the explanation. Yeah, no, we appreciate it. Thank you so much. I have one more that I was able to sneak in. Hold on.
You've convinced me I'm coming. So I do have a question, and I think it would impact a lot of, especially snowbirds. Is there any regulations or quarantine if someone wants to bring their pet, their dog or whatever? And then you also mentioned one of the properties had a tax. It was tax alleviated until 2038. What does the property tax situation look like post 2038 on those?
Okay. I can explain that. I'm alternating between Aldo's QR code and mine, so you guys can contact us. I have already been receiving lots of text messages. Thank you for the love, and we will be very happy to receive you here. Okay, now going through the questions. Yeah, we do have a quarantine if you want to bring your pet, but it's a really easy process, and we can provide you with information from companies, either customs or veterinary hospitals or clinics that will offer that process for you to bring your cat or your dog. I have clients that have even brought their parrots. I mean, so it's very easy. In 20 years, I have never had a problem with people bringing their pets here. That's the first part of the question. The second one was about taxes. Okay. Until 2019, we had 20 years tax exemption on properties on the building. And then the law changed in January 2019. All the properties that obtained their occupancy permit between 2018 still have the tax exemption because there were 20 years from 2018. So you will have to check with your realtor when you do your title search, either with your realtor or with your real estate attorney, what's the tax situation for that specific property. Those properties that did not obtain the occupancy permit before 2018 will have the benefit of the new law that taxes your property on less than 1%, 0.07% on the cadastral value of your property. But if you register that property as your family patrimony, or your personal patrimony as a single person, you can write off the first $120,000 of taxes of that property. It's not applied automatically. You will have to apply. You don't need a lawyer. You can apply yourself, but it's a little complicated. So I will advise that you hire a lawyer to do the registration for you. My properties, I don't file my own. I have the taxes attorney here in the office doing that process for me, because it's done online, yes, but it's kind of complicated and you have to follow up on that. And it's not a very expensive fee that you will have to pay to undergo that process. So yeah.
A good thing about that 20 years exemption is not like it's to the property. So if you buy it from somebody who has a property with that tax, you will get the benefit. It's not like just, change of owner, I don't have that benefit. No, you will have it.
And there is another thing that I would like to comment. Many people, especially foreigners, when they come to Panama, they register their properties either under the name of a private interest foundation or under the name of a corporation, because it will be easier for your heirs to take over the property in case of your demise or whatever. But it will also help when you want to sell the property, because you have the choice to sell the shares of that corporation, keeping the cadastral value of that property without raising the value of the property and affecting the property taxes that the new owner will pay. That is a benefit. You still have to pay 5% capital gain on the sale of the shares, but it may be attractive for your buyer to keep the cadastral value as it was 10 or 15 years ago when you bought the property.
I like to add up about name of putting the property under LLC. It kind of encrypt you, protect you, because if something happened to you, your family or whoever is gonna be on board the board of directors can make decisions about it. And if somebody wants to sue you, fine. No, they will not have any chance to go against your property. That's another way for you to cover your investment.
Okay, muchas gracias, both of you. Thank you so much, Berliza and Aldo. You're like the dynamic duo. You've covered so much here for us today.
She's my buddy.
Yeah, oh my God, I can tell you guys are great together. But at this point, we're gonna move on. We've got our next speaker is coming, and these guys are gonna stick with us. So if you guys do have questions, they'll be around.
Bye-bye now.
Okay, that was wonderful. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm going to introduce Yari Espinosa, and she is a realtor with Keller Williams on the Water here in Sarasota. Originally, she is from Panama, and she's a former attorney who also held leadership roles as a financial advisor in private banking and principal executive for several brokerage firms in Panama. In 2015, she earned her real estate license and began combining her passion for sales and service as an agent with Coldwell Banker in Panama. After moving to the U.S. in 2017, Yara gained valuable experience with Sarasota Clerk and Controller Probate's office at J.P. Morgan Chase, where she strengthened her skills in financial management and customer relations. She obtained her Florida real estate license in 2021, and in 2025, she officially launched her full-time real estate career with Keller Williams on the Water. Her mission goes beyond transactions. She is passionate about helping people navigate one of life's most important milestones with honesty, warmth, and dedication. Being an international realtor with legal and financial background gives her a unique perspective that allows her to guide buyers and sellers with confidence and care. So welcome, Yari.
Hello.
Yes.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm really happy to be here today and to share a bit about my beautiful country. I know many of you have seen videos of Panama City before, but today I'm thrilled to give you a glimpse into Boquete, Panama, a hidden gem that's becoming increasingly popular among expats and locals here. Boquete is a town located in the highlands of Western Panama, near to the border with Costa Rica. And you can take a direct flight from Panama City to Chiriquí which is about 45 minutes journey. And then it's just a quick 35 minutes driving to reach Boquete. Famous for its eternal spring weather year-round, with temperatures ranging from 55 to 75 degrees Fahrenheit, and it has about 23,000 residents. 20% of the population are expats, roughly 5,000. Incredible, right? Hiking, biking, zip lining, water rafting, golf, and coffee tours, just to name a few of the popular activities in Boquete, plus touch of the delicious local and international cuisine, with more than 50 diverse restaurants, Italian, Chinese, Peruvian, Thai, Mexican, American, and of course, Panamanian, making it truly attractive. This place is known for its world-renowned coffee that grows at high altitudes. The meticulous cultivation process makes it so valuable that prices can range from $600 to $10,000 per pound at exclusive auctions. It's honestly the champagne of coffee. Amazing, right? Okay, all right, everyone. Welcome to my first video in English. So if I stumble a bit, just think of it as a bonus blooper reel, okay? We will dive into the experience of an investor couple, local resident, and an American expat. Let's check out why Boquete is a paradise and why so many American expats move there each year.
So much, Yari. Does anyone have questions for Yari? Oh, yep. Let's see. It was a really good video. Thank you.
Hi, Jerry. Great video. I love it. Good job. I have a question. What's the customary referral fee paid? Okay, thanks. Perfect.
It's all negotiable here in real estate. She'll make a deal. Sounds like. Okay, anybody else? Any more questions? No, that was great. So, so you do have to be licensed or you don't have to? I know you are, but just in Panama. Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Okay, that's what I thought. Mm-hmm. Right, right. Well, just like here, right? Just pass a test. Okay, Yari, well, thank you so much. Moving on to our next speaker, Lawrence Bolidio. He is the current ORRA, Orlando Realtor Association president, originally from Panama. ORRA board president-elect, no, he is the president, immigrated to the United States at the age of 2 and later moved to Florida at the age of 14. Upon completing high school, Lawrence enrolled at Valencia Community College while working 40 hours a week at the Orange County Convention Center. Inspired by his father, he pursued a career in real estate, completing the real estate course at Mid-Florida Tech and obtaining his license in 1999, same year I did, Lawrence. In subsequent years, Lawrence sought to contribute to the realtor community, actively participating at the board level of the Orlando Regional Realtor Association. He volunteered for various committees during annual applications and was eventually appointed to the Grievance Committee. What a fun committee. After 3 years of service on Grievance, Lawrence progressed to the Professional Standards Committee, where he served for an additional 2 years. Motivated by a past president, Lawrence successfully campaigned for a directorship at ORRA. By his 3rd year, he earned the trust of his fellow directors, who voted him into the position of executive at-large director, which granted him the privilege of representing his fellow directors in executive board meetings. In 2023, Lawrence received appointments as a director for the National Association of Realtors, a director for Florida Realtors, and the governmental affairs director for the National Association of Hispanic Realtors. His contributions to the real estate community were further recognized when he received the Rising Star of the Year award in 2021, a prestigious accolade among the ORRA's 21,000 members. So that's a lot of people to stand out in. Beyond his professional achievements, Lawrence has made notable television appearances, including an episode of the popular HGTV House Hunters. I had no idea. That's awesome. He's also been invited to provide market updates on various channels, including Channel 13 Spanish speaking, Infomas, and the Orlando Sentinel. Welcome, Lawrence. Oh, and he's also my very good friend.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone. Hold on a second. Give me where?
I know we should have talked beforehand and we could have all worn them.
So my past president insisted that I wear the hat, so why not? When in Rome. Well, my fellow presenters did an amazing job today. Oh my gosh, I'm sitting here rewriting my presentation right last minute. But hey, I'm a realtor, I could do that.
Right.
So yeah, they covered everything that I could possibly think of. And so what I want to do here today is just encourage on how important this initiative is for global real estate. As Lori mentioned earlier, being president, I'm open to a lot of new opportunities. It's okay, I'm a little tall. But again, I'm honored to serve as this year's president for 2025. I was born in Panama City, Panama. And at the age of 2, we moved over to Chicago. And 14 years later, we moved down here to Florida, to Central Florida, and have not looked back ever since. People always ask me, would you ever consider leaving Florida? I'm like, no. To travel, yeah, that's it. But Florida, for me, is home. There's no other place, no other hub that I could ever think of going anywhere else. Panama, I definitely want to own a home over there. Well, we're going to be an heir to one, and that's just going to be one property, but I do plan on having something on the beach, and I recommend there's an area called El Valle. It's the valley, and it's where a lot of my cousins are buying houses because it's a new development, and it's very, let's say, Americanized. There's so many people that speak English up there, so I know a lot of consumers that are starting to head that direction as well. Yep, just the Valley, Valley, and then in Spanish it'll be Valle, Valle. And it's amazing. It's a little trek to go up the hill, go up the road because of the terrain. But once you're up there, it's just like it's flat, and you can just you have so much that's going on over there. It's like a huge major subdivision, but it's
How far is that from Panama City?
I want to say possibly 2 hours of driving, but
Okay.
Berliza and Aldo could probably confirm that. Nice hat.
Yeah, it's
Price
probably
point?
2 hours drive, yeah.
Is okay, thank you. So I was spot on. What's the price point on there? I'm gonna ask my realtor friends there. I never want to give
Like
bad
starting price, Berliza or
Starting price,
Aldo.
well, it depends whether you want to buy the land and build yourself, or if you want to buy a finished property. There
Let's do
are
both.
really high-end properties there. That are going to be starting at $300,000, but you can buy a piece of land, let's say 1,000 square meters. That's 10,000 square feet for as low as $80,000.
Okay,
And build
Super.
yourself.
great.
And I know
please,
we.
Can
Go
I
ahead.
say something real quick, please?
Yes, sir.
Lawrence?
Go ahead.
Look,
Yes.
just for FYI, I'm selling a mountain for it's a 2.5 hectares. So a very good price. A Puerto Rican guy used to be a Connecticut UConn professor, and he's ready to sell. So just for the records, all right?
Lawrence, can
Thank
you
you.
say I'm your attorney in Panama too, please?
Thank you. And I got to share stories from Panama because we travel there as much as we can. I had a cousin that he just said he's selling a mountain. Her house was located on the side of the mountain, and her view from her mountain was the ocean. And right in the middle of the ocean is just this little island, and it was just so picturesque. And it was funny because her house is just a 2-bedroom, 2-bath home, and she had another property on the. It was like a guest house, a 1-bedroom, and another guest house on the other side of it. And we loved go. That was one of our favorite places to go visit. And another thing that hit home was when Berliza had mentioned the expansion of the Amador Causeway in 2023. In 2023, we're spreading the ashes right off of that, right off of the where the cruise ships were at. And that's when I seen Lori and Rose later, and Rose had attended my dad's services. It was pretty cool. And she got to see where my upbringing started from the beginning of life, my life. And that's why I'm always going to be so loyal to ORRA, because we have great people that support us. And but let me not digress from the whole presentation. Sorry. I want to get into the global. This year, I attended A Place in the Sun and Realtor Quest, and then next week I get to go to Brazil. I know this is not Panama, but what was the most eye-opening about these conventions is the amount of people that walk up to you and say, I want to invest in Florida. And my recommendations, if you can't travel out there, at least put some kind of social media that'll tag and direct traffic to Florida. And it's funny because I sell Disney. I have investors that are snowbirds, retirement, people moving because of family, short-term rentals, and it's all about Disney usually. And it's all around the Disney corridor because that's where I'm closely located. But in Canada, people are talking about the beaches. And I've actually connected people from the West Coast here to Canadian buyers. And not from me, just from other Canadian realtors that just want to come down here to invest. So again, global matters big time. Go ahead.
Totally. I didn't want to interrupt you, Lawrence, but we went to Canada with Lawrence as well. And we are going to be traveling to Brazil next week, representing Realtor Association of Sarasota and Manatee. So if any of you guys are free next week, we could use some help at the booth, because there's only 4 of us that are going to be traveling. So it's me, Paula, Tammy, and Josie. And so I know it's kind of last minute, but I think you could still get a flight around 6:50. And it's going to be an amazing conference. I'm really excited to go. We're going
Brazil.
Sao Paulo.
Brazil.
Melody? Yes, Melody. Yeah, you talk to me afterwards. Go ahead.
Yes.
Oh my God. And Nina has a free ticket. That's right. She already did a registration for too many, and she paid for a free. So yeah, Rose Kemp and Tony Barrett, who is the past president sitting in the back of the room, they attended last year and thought it was an absolutely amazing and valuable conference. So, and if anybody here speaks Portuguese, I could really use you.
And you don't have to speak Portuguese. There are going to be a lot of translators for us.
Yes.
So it's CIMI 360. I highly recommend going. People will walk up to you and say, you're from Florida, and they're going to want your business card. Straightforward.
For sure. And so just to explain like how it works, some of you have heard us talk about this before, but so Florida Realtors, as the statewide association, is going to have a giant booth. And within that booth, there's going to be kiosks of different associations. And we as Sarasota are going to be there with our own. So that's why I say we need some help at the booth, because there's only 4 of us and we have to man the booth from, I don't know, 8:30 in the morning until 6 at night. So we're going to be tired, but still having really like a lot of fun. All right, that's my last. Oh, yes.
Oh,
yeah.
go ahead. Question.
Oh, I mean, there's ones all the time. You're a member of Global, right? Okay. Now you are, as of today. So we do put out a newsletter, a digital newsletter, and I can get with you afterwards and just get your information. Okay.
Yeah, in December, I think Panama has a convention. So Aldo and Berliza, if you can confirm that, because I want to go, regardless if they pay for it or not. So.
Yeah. Hey, Berliza, are you there?
Yeah, we're gonna share information with Lori so she can share with the Global Council there with all
Absolutely.
the associates and everything. We'll love
Yeah,
to have you here.
Just for the record, guys, the best time to Panama is summertime between January until May. You
hear that?
ought to come to Panama. It's again great. If you can come to the conference, great investment.
Absolutely, for your business. It's December 2nd through the 5th is the FIOBC conference in Panama City.
For those who cannot assist to the one on December because it's short notice, we're gonna have the trade show here for the Aquavir Fair on January, at the end of January. So that will
End
be
of January.
Yeah.
So that
that's
might
the
be
one
an
that
even
you
better
went
one to go
Lori.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, please.
Yeah, we'll send information on that one as well.
Okay, thank you.
And I got to share, it's important to go during those dry seasons because it's nice and cool out there. And it's funny, he said summertime, and he mentioned January, February, March, it's backwards. So our summer here that's smoldering hot is their winter. So always remember that. When we say summer in Florida, it's winter in Panama. And let me tell you, their winter is no joke. It's so hot out there. So I recommend January through February, March. In February, there's a lot of festivals and parades that are going on during that time as well.
Yeah, when we attended, it was the end of January and it was beautiful.
Always.
I mean, it was still warm, but it was breezy and I don't think it rained at all.
Oh yeah, you're here, yeah, you know, yeah, for the parades, yeah, in February. It is the best time to go. I had the best time, and I'm a fisherman, so we love to go fishing out there all the time. Of course, I caught a mahi off a spool. I got pictures to prove that, so I know. Not a fancy fishing pool. That's how they do it. Now that I've been talking about people coming up to you to buy here, who wants to go over there? I got to tell you, it's the retirees that want to go over there. When I say that our dollar is strong there, it is 3 times the amount. And let me put that in perspective. I could take out 8 to 12 of my family members, and it'll only cost me $60 for dinner.
That's crazy.
I mean, over here, that would have been a $400 bill.
Yeah.
For something so simple. Of course, we got to cut back on the beer, but you know that adds to the bill.
Good. She's got another question.
Go ahead. It is the same side of the street. It is now traffic is a little crazy. Like any city commute, you have people that don't really follow laws. But you kind of get used to it, and then you can start driving like them, so you're not worried about breaking laws yourself.
And Ubers are aplenty for sure, and cheap. We Ubered around. I mean, Panama City. I know if you want to go 2 hours away, I mean, I'm sure you can still get, you know, Uber and rides there.
They have like these red buses, but they don't have them as much as I used to see them as a little kid. And they play loud music, and it's pretty. It's a school bus that's been painted red with a lot of cool pictures on it and stuff. So yeah. Let me see. There's something that I want to touch base, because I spoke to one of my lender partners that used to do a lot of financing in Panama, and he was telling me that if you get a loan, it's up to 75. Before you turn 75 years old, that's how long the loan is. You're capped out at. So let's say you're 50, you only get a 25-year loan. If you're 60, you know, and so on. And I think my partners online or Yari can verify as well.
If you're over 75, forget it. There will be no loan.
It might be cashed then at that point. So if you're over 70. Yes. Oh yeah, Ida Santiago, one of our partners at ORRA, she retired over there. Again, I highly recommend, I encourage you to get out and see because we have so many baby boomers retiring and their fixed income here in our Social Security is not going to be sustainable. But over in Panama, they're going to live just like any middle-class person is supposed to live. Yep. Now I could take some more questions. The cuisine is fabulous. My favorite thing is ceviche.
Love
Ceviche is
ceviche.
hands down. That's the first thing I ask for as soon as I get off the plane, because they have 24-hour supermarkets in some areas. And that's the first thing I go for is for the ceviche.
And they have a lot of the whole fish too. When they like fry the whole fish, I think we got that when we were out, which
Right.
was amazing.
It's a corvina and it's deep fried, and sometimes they'll butterfly it and put crab in it. So you could have it
And
in
you-
any style. It's delicious.
You had asked that fish with a patacon. Patacon is a smashed plantain, green plantain. Oh,
Oh, the smashed plantains. Yeah.
oh, patacon.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to meet you guys in Panama. So
Likewise.
very good.
Lawrence.
Super. Well, any other questions? No, I'm limited time. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of places to go shopping there. In the back.
I got one in the back. Berliza, question.
That's a Berliza question.
Berliza, are you still there?
Did you hear that?
Here was the question. Shoot me.
The questions regarding how do you protect an estate with probate if someone has someone's parents that live in Panama?
Yeah, well, as I mentioned, what we recommend to our clients to avoid going through probate is to register the property when they purchase it to the name of a private interest foundation or a corporation LLC. And that will make it easier for your heirs to take over the estate when you are gone. So that will be an easy way to protect it. The number one recommendation will be the private interest foundation, which is a hybrid between a trust and a corporation. If you want more information about that, text me and I will send you all the information on the cost of incorporating and also the annual maintenance.
Okay, great. Thank you. Beth has a question. Go ahead, Beth. I always recommend a private driver.
I would always recommend that. I already have my private drivers because they're my cousins. So they'll come pick me up and yeah, we're related. Yeah, absolutely. Oh my gosh. It has happened before. My aunt met someone on a plane. He was a student that was decided to go backpacking and he was by himself. So he needed some help. So we helped him out and got him to different places and then dropped him off at his hostel.
So friendly people.
Yeah, with friendly people. Yeah. It's different. Yeah, everybody's very friendly. Yeah, absolutely. And again, yeah, we love our Panamanians for sure. And again, I can't stress how much our dollar goes out there, and it's our currency. It's not, it's not a euro or a peso or something that you have to try to figure out what the exchange value. It's our dollar for dollar over there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice. Okay, well, I mean, we're just about to the end of our time. If anybody has any other questions, anybody?
2 hours and a half directly from Orlando. If you have to
Yeah,
take a stop, then
We
then
flew
stop
from
in Miami.
Tampa. Yeah, it was just about the same.
Yep. It's not expensive. You fly out off of Copa.
So
Copa is the
Copa, yeah,
airline.
that's
Yep.
who we flew, was on Copa Air.
You can also fly with American Airlines.
American has a flight
cheaper.
too?
Yeah, cheaper.
Okay.
Delta. Of course, we want you to buy Copa, which is our national airline here and has the best service.
United
They had
Airlines
very
too,
good
huh?
service.
United, yeah. Copa actually
Okay.
has an alliance with United. But yeah, there are several different flights you can take directly from Panama
Okay.
to different.
Let me give you a tip.
You want to say something?
If you try to see rates Sunday night after 12 midnight, all right? And
Sunday
that
night
time-
after 12 o'clock is when we're supposed to look for our flights.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you for that tip. We're getting a ton
That's a
of
great tip.
Okay, I have one more comment.
Tip if anybody wants to go to Panama. First and foremost, it was one of the best experiences I had. When I went, I'd never been, so I had no idea what to expect. We flew in and we stayed in the financial district, and it was just very convenient. I've never seen so many banks. It was like the buildings is like a mini Dubai. It was insane, right? And then from there, everywhere we'd go felt like 15 to 30 minutes. It was so close and very safe and so much fun. And their properties were amazing. The views are incredible. And then plenty to do. So, and it was very hot. So like, it was their summertime and it was like late January, I want to say. And I mean, I was hot in the pool. So it was hot. So I learned that I need to dress a lot more lighter when I go there. But yeah, and Berliza is the best. So, and Aldo, thank you.
Yeah, shorts and flip-flops are a must.
A lot of
Yeah,
flip-flops and shorts. Yeah.
Yep.
We were surprised when she said like a little Dubai. Like I was expecting something that was older, and I mean that area, the Casco Viejo, was really is very old. You know, very old. I guess that's what it means, old city, right?
Correct. It's our historic district.
That
But,
city
I mean,
was,
the rest of
that
it-
city was founded in 1673.
Yeah, I mean, amazing.
All right.
It's beautiful building, so much culture. But the newer part of the city, it was like Miami or Dubai. Like you just wouldn't. That's not what I
Yeah.
expected.
It's a mini Miami. Yeah, you just said it.
Berliza, also I recall the island that got built that they won't make any more of those.
That's the Ocean Reef.
Oh, that
Those
was
are
amazing.
The two artificial islands that are linked to Panama by a narrow strait.
It was the same engineers that engineered the islands in Dubai, correct? The
Correct.
like the world islands.
Yeah, and there are still
Jumeirah.
developments there for sale. If you want to know more about that, also text Aldo or me, and we will send you information on the prices per square meter. It's a very
For sure.
unique,
Yes.
it's a very unique real estate product there. And I just remember somebody asked about our currency and the dollar, and I failed to answer that question because I just went to the next one. The American dollar is paired with the Panamanian Balboa. We don't have a central bank, so there is no fluctuation here. And as Lauren said, you don't have to worry about currency exchange once you get here. You use the American dollar. Is the legal tendency since 1903 that we became a republic. Okay.
And you can use an ATM and withdraw money as easily as in the United States.
Yeah, but they're gonna charge you too much, so don't do that. Bring your dollars in your pocket up
Come
to
on.
10,000. Up to
$2,
$10,000.
it's $2.50. Come
Don't go
on,
over
$2.50.
$10,000.
So I'm going to make the Panama very proud right now. So Lawrence Bolidio is the first male Hispanic president on the 104th year of the Orlando Regional Realtor Association, and he is from Panama. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Very proud.
All right,
Yes,
guys. Well,
we are.
thank you. Yeah, thank you so much for everything. We appreciate all that you did today, and we hope to see you soon in Panama.
See you soon. I'll
Thank you,
send you the
everyone. Thank
information,
you.
Lori, so you can bring your whole global council here next January.
Say that again. I'm sorry, I didn't hear
I'll
that.
send you the information for you to bring your whole global council next January.
We will all be there in January. Thank you, Berliza. Thank you, Aldo.
We're gonna be launching our global council here, so we'd love to have you here.
That sounds great.
Bye.
Okay, thank you, everybody.
Hasta
Thank
luego.
you to Berliza and Aldo for being here from
Ciao.
Panama, to Murisa and Lawrence for being here in person. I just have a quick announcement that I'd like to make. First, I'd like to thank Glo and Lori for being our moderators for the four spotlights that we had this year. They ran seamlessly. This last one, I didn't even have to tell them once to wrap it up. So, because they think that it's amazing. But I also want to thank Lori, Glo, Anita, Josephina, and Beth, Carla, and my whole global committee, because we just found out that we won the Platinum Award. And it are, so that's exciting. So, so I thought you'd like to hear that. And now we can celebrate and drink wine, third year in a row. And now we can celebrate and drink some wine and have some cheese and crackers. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thanks, everybody. Real quick, I just want to mention too, our holiday party is coming up. That's going to be our last event of the year, and it's December 9th. 9th down at Cafe Epicure. So if you haven't signed up, please do. Thanks again. Yay.